Cool. Hey, what's going on, brother, man?
Baby?
Just got out of work, man. Tired, man.
No doubt. I feel
Just a little cut right quick, man.
No doubt.
How's things, man?
Chilling, you know?
What's
good?
All right.
What up?
All right. So you were saying, yo, she spent all your money, man?
Yeah, man.
700?
I was like, what?
Yeah, that's the sickness right
That's
there,
what I'm
man.
saying. That's exactly what I'm talking
That's
about.
crazy, man. Yeah, I'm suffering now trying to pay. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I think my man's ready for your cut, man. You
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Okay.
you go first,
You
man.
good, E? All right, no doubt. Beautiful out there, bro.
Yeah,
You know?
yes it is. Nice. Make that money.
I hear you.
Unpredictable like ketchup bottles, it's life stress. I'm full victim to this messed up saga, no rights left. Indecisive, pedal to the floor, vulgar language, full speed. Never should ignore roses, dangerous greed metastasizes once people's greed attached to items that they can't afford. They pray to Santa Claus and they act misguided, shook, psychologically robbed of sense. It's like they overlook the fact that their minds are drenched in physical gains and home shopping networks. But how can misery change when they're home shopping reckless? Cop a necklace, jewelry galore, and ankle bracelet. It's like they're newly divorced, sitting home making faces like a battered victim lose their damn mind in this erratic system. It's like they choose to live blind and it's a tragic sickness. Visas decline, car is repoed, brand name products as targets like some poverty clothes. Affordable, subjective. Once your furniture's missing, you can't ignore the message, but you're caught in the system. It's the sickness, small wages and major deficits. It's the sickness, bill collectors leaving nasty messages. The sickness, if only living nice was more effortless. The sickness, the sickness, the sickness. It's the sickness, small wages and major deficits. It's the sickness, bill collectors leaving nasty messages. The sickness, if only living nice was more effortless. The sickness, the sickness, the sickness. Overdraft fees, these banks are making billions while they hold a cash freeze. We're just civilians jumping buildings with no trapeze. Suicidal mortgages that crash dive like planes on their last ride. These owners get stepped over and they're chastised. Bankruptcy filed and these corrupt thieves smile. These devil faces breed hatred and construct these piles of housing crisis. Working folks choke by gouging prices. They only wish for hope and now they're broken piles of diapers. Lights off, creditors calling from a switchboard. Working families pissed off, they're trying to manage ways to split costs and reach the surface. No surplus of general items. The stress builds and it feels like tendinitis. Working overtime like bilge pumps. They know their lives are still rough, but steady hustle, every muscle will pump. They'll maintain, they're still tough. They'll stay sane and build up tenacity. There has to be a real push and real guts to make it over sober. No hallucinogenics, they'll get control of this mess because they're used to the menace. It's called the sickness, small wages and major deficits. It's the sickness, bill collectors leaving nasty messages. The sickness, if only living nice was more effortless. The sickness, the sickness, the sickness. It's called the sickness, small wages and major deficits. It's the sickness, bill collectors leaving nasty messages. The sickness, if only living nice was more effortless. The sickness, the sickness, the sickness. Row your boat gently down the jet stream. Some people rob to get cream and live a life that's extreme beyond the usual. Sell pharmaceuticals and ziplocs, use hairpins to pick locks. It's beautiful on this block. Supposedly a mother holds a rosary beads. She knows that she needs help here, cause nobody seems to wanna pitch in. The kitchen is looking like a local zoo. The toaster oven don't work, the fridge is broken too. The ceiling stained like Starbucks and feelings change like hard luck. The roof is leaking, it was never tarred up. The job sucks like Sears and Roebuck. The stores appear to close up, frequently no decency left, so people go nuts. They're equally stressed on a catastrophic level, and the situation's evil, but they gotta stop the devil and rectify these hectic lives. They got a lot to settle. It's all about survival, it's all about the treasure, the sickness. The sickness.
Wow.
The sickness.
Oh, man.
The sickness.
sometimes born from what is torn, and what is torn first must be recognized. I grew up in a hood where hydrants were summer cool, and others waited in pristine pools. Railroad tracks set the divide, while mothers and daughters hustled to try to get to the other side. A story that would never be told, because we're depicted as slaves to the diamonds and gold. So those who are unexposed watch us through their media lens, acting like they know us, still denying America's original sin. So they too are becoming slaves to ignorance, a common core leading to the sickness. Ignorance, a common core leading to the sickness. Ignorance, the sickness.